Hello, David. How are you doing today? Hopefully, my audio. Actually, let me lower game volume. Hopefully, my audio is okay. How am I doing? I guess you could say I'm procrastinating. I have a few Slack, or not Slack tickets, Trello things on my agenda that are due, in like 3 days, so I could probably get to them tomorrow. Let's see. And, let's see, I'm waiting for a 4 p.m. meeting, so I'm probably going to be getting off around 3:30. So I can, prep for that. Out of curiosity, David, what do you do for work? Is it your birthday or something? So happy. Nah, my birthday's in like, let's see, 6 days, 7 days, 68 days. How you doing, Greg? Trying not to fail this again personally, so. What is a hardscape, if you don't mind me asking? David, is that like when people replace their lawns with certain colored hard stones? Well, Greg, there is something kind of important going on today. AT&T was the first company with balls to take 3G out back old Yeller style. That should be applauded. We don't need that legacy tech impeding connectivity. I do recall somebody saying that they did have a birthday. On the 2nd, but not sure who it was. I got a crazy idea. So, Since we're cut off a little on the left side, I'm throwing the chat up. That actually sounds about right. It's building landscape structures such as fountains and decks. That's pretty cool. Never particularly considered paths, patios, and decks part of you know, what you'd consider landscaping. So thank you for that insight. So, in all truth, I don't get the, oh, it's, the date is 5/2. Stuff always confuses me. Like finding numerology with a, accounting system made up in the, let's see, Gregorian calendar, 16th century. Did you get good iPhone commissions while working with Verizon? Or did they not? Did they stop giving iPhone commissions? Like AT&T. I did read somewhere that that people would prefer to do ditch digging than retail, or landscaping work than work retail or fast food. Their only issue with doing such work was the fact that it most of the time pay stink, or nobody was offering it. So if following that logic, your friend is paying you decently to do landscaping, really good on you, and I hope you enjoy it. I wasn't in sales, so I didn't give a crap. I was in tech support, but the 50% off service was nice. Oh yeah, and you know, the only reason why companies give you the 50% off service is so if on the off chance somebody locally calls in and says, why am I not connecting or whatnot, you can you can share their pain, or you have an easier time navigating apps. So Also, working for Verizon, did they give you 1080p plans, or were you stuck on the 720p like everybody else? David, Baby Yoda said the same thing, and I'm rather enjoying it. Not for the memories, but I'm doing a blind playthrough while talking. So I'm effectively forging new memories while playing. Taking you grew up with the Sega Genesis? Nice to level up. Too bad he only gets speed. I must say, this game feels a lot like Fire Emblem, but without permadeath. So, when I was growing up, we found, like, NESs at garage sales, and my grandmother had one in her basement. And when she'd go out for traveling or out of state for whatever reason, we'd borrow her NES and play it at my place. Until I was old enough to buy my own. I actually still have the games that she had for that NES. So, we actually did it, when I started playing NES, we actually didn't know about the Genesis. We were kind of like in our own little bubble when it came to game consoles. And, I think it was like in 93, 94, 3 years after the Super Nintendo came out, we started talking like, oh, there's a newer Nintendo unit. So I kind of miss life before the internet. There were a few Segas that used CDs. Had the Sega CD, which was a, wait, do I have a Sega CD over there? I'll be back in a second with some games. So, there were 3 Sega consoles that used discs. For some reason, I just have a Sega CD case for, what is this called? Prize Fighter? But it's holding a bugged demo disc for the Sega Saturn. Then there's the Sega Saturn. This is a Casper game. It's a good, like, Metroidvania thing. And then you got the last Sega console, the Dreamcast. All 3 use discs. At some point, I'm going to fill in my games list, which is down in the description, with my Sega library. At the moment, I've really only been focusing on ready HDMI consoles or games I wouldn't feel bad just busting out an emulator for. Maybe one day in the near future I'll upload a video with all my game consoles. I think I have like 6 NESs, 3 Super Nintendos, 2 N64s. I'm actually kind of shocked that the prices are skyrocketing, because most of my NES games I get for under $5. I'm actually hoping, like, these digital game collections become more common, or like Nintendo Switch Online stuff with an instant game library for retro games increases in popularity with other companies. So the people who are just like non-collectors can have an easy time playing the games. Hey Baby Yoda, it's time for me to get my butt kicked again. let's see. Yeah, I advanced too much on the player character, and he got comboed by a bunch of zombies the last time I did this map. Well, growing up, David, I was lucky to live in a, area with a lot of people having disposable income. And when their kids outgrew a video game console, they just sold them at garage sales. I remember those days. Although games like always had difficulty selectors. I mean, I remember in my 2600, my Atari 2600, which I ended up getting after my NES, there was a toggle switch to increase or decrease difficulty. So, I do, however, tend to avoid playing games on easy unless there is a particular reason. To, like, not do, say, super hard mode. Hey, Nox, how's it going? See if I can kill the zombie. Come on, Archer. Sounds like it's gonna hurt. Ow. Hello, Archie. How's it going? No lie, I was thinking of feeling like I'm back in high school again. This is Shining Force. I do have a bunch of Final Fantasies I could play. I even own a legitimate copy of Tactics, so I wouldn't be adverse to loading that up in an emulator. But how are you doing today, Archie? Seems like a bad idea. Chelsea. Need a bunch of healing. Taste of their own medicine. See, can I go back to before he attacked, or am I resetting most of the battle? finish off that Dark Mage. Time to burn up some zombies. I think Penn can kill it. David? Hit me up on Twitter. I'm not going to recommend anything in particular on a stream. Like, send me a Twitter DM and I'll see what I can tell you. I think it's this. If you know Kazi, he seemed to be a little happy to share that info with one of the streams as well, so if you can find him, he might be able to point you in a direction as well. Yay, dead zombies. Hey, I want to sweep this map. The last map of the previous chapter. I ended up rerunning 3 times. Thank you, Dennis. I got something more to congratulate about. I get an email saying that I'm getting my master's degree diploma mailed out. I'm getting my physical paper saying I have a master's of science in 3 days. Next up is 250. Yeah, next up is 250. So Dennis, I've been reading through a book on cryptographic engineering, and there might be a whiteboard video coming up once I get a tripod for my GoPro to explain RSA 256 and how to defeat it. Hey, not only did I read it for fun, I read every page and told the professor that gave it to me all the errors I found in the book. Because apparently I'm a masochist. Believe it or not, it took me 4 hours to go through the entire thing. Only 4 hours of reading a cryptographic engineering textbook. That is a horrible location to put a door. Yeah, don't judge me, but pleasure reading is finding errors in cryptography textbooks. Hey Ryan, how's it going? Cool. I'm looking at real estate up here. You planning on relocating then? From your little county to what is it, Waterloo, Illinois? Are you familiar with... I am not familiar with him, nor am I familiar with the podcast. I have enough sweet test video to upload for a while now. It's actually very important.
Howdy, Pete.
Ahoy.
So,
Just...
not in the news when it comes to Frontier at all, Pete.
We talking about the airline or the cable company?
The ISP.
Okay.
So the answer's still no?
Nope. I do.
All right, well.
I do know about the airline.
Okay. Well, let me give you the brief TLDR. So, you know how every day we've just been seeing report after report after report of different companies selling out multi-gigabit speeds over their fiber. It started with AT&T with 2 gig and 5 gig. Verizon did it over in New York. And then we had some smaller regional providers as well start doing it.
Yep.
Well, Frontier did it, and they did it big. It's across their whole footprint. Period.
How big's their
2 gig
footprint?
is... I want to say it's only like 4, maybe 5 million customers that have the fiber service.
It's not the largest footprint.
Yes, but the difference being is it's still the entirety of their footprint. I mean, for all intents and purposes, not even joking when I say this, but Verizon's footprint is honestly pretty comparable to Frontier's.
Yeah. Ryan in chat says I'm looking to move away from Frontier. Just in time
But
for,
Pete,
for better internet.
Yeah, but Pete, it gets better. It gets better. They're doing a promotion in spirit of the new 2 gig service, where I think it's like the first, I want to say it's like the first 1,000 customers or something like that. It's some limited quantity. Can get the 2 gig service for $2.
Damn.
Yeah. You have to be like one of the first, like, so many people. I don't know. I think it's 1,000. I'm not sure what the exact number was. It might have, honestly, it might have been 2,222 actually, now that I think about it. But it's some limited quantity of people that get it. Like, if you're one of those first however many, you get the fucking 2 gig service for $2.
Ryan, I would see Chester being one of the last places to get Frontier Fiber. And apparently, David heard the same thing about Frontier I did.
What's that?
Frontier Airlines is merging with Spirit.
Oh no. That's horrible.
Hey, you know, you merge and it's race to the bottom. What can I tell you?
Okay, Pete, I got the CNET article pulled up here real quick. So, yeah, the $2 deal is only available on location, but anyone within Frontier's fiber optic service area can sign up now. The first 1,000 customers to order, so it's $2, first 1,000 customers, and then they'll also receive a 43-inch Amazon Fire TV and Logitech Web TV as well.
So $2 fiber and a $300 TV if you're in the first 1,000.
Correct.
Man, my ISP did a promotion, but it's like if you call them in the first 2 weeks, you're locked in for $50 for life.
I mean, I like your promotion better because everybody can get that.
Oh yeah, and it's not like you're competing with your friends.
So, I'm not that upset, to be honest, though. Like, I'm just happy to have usable internet. Right now, I'm still riding that usable internet wave, so I'm not too upset.
Until Verizon stops maintaining their BIOS and it decays again.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Yes, that is definitely possible, but what do you think the likelihood is of that happening within the near-term future?
Give it 3 years.
3 years? Well, in 3 years' time, DOCSIS 4.0 should be a thing. So if it happens, at least then I'll have an actual viable competitor with real upload.
So apparently, David has Frontier Fiber. Now the question is, for you, David, would you be able to enterprise on the 2 gigs for $2? Are you not, or is that not in your market?
Also, while you're asking him that question, I just wanted to clarify, they have 4 million households covered across 19 states. That's their footprint for the fiber service.
Pretty damn good
So
if you think about it.
I was 1 million over, but, you know.
So pretty damn good.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we all want that first world internet.
Oh, what? Wanting first world internet in a first world country? How dare I? How dare I, Pete?
I know, right?
You mean to tell me I shouldn't have to pay triple what the actual cost of the internet is?
No, that's your duty as an American.
Ah, do you want to add a poor person tax on there as well?
Yes.
Okay, now you're talking.
Not only were you unable to jump in the first round, but because you're so poor, they add $15 a month for upkeep fees because they don't know if you can pay.
But Pete, you're forgetting about the fuck you fee where you have to rent their equipment.
Oh, yeah. So,
also, Pete,
Dennis, how would David find out if he's in their 2 gig market?
Best bet, probably call.
Who the heck's looking for me? Hold up, phone call.
I hear it.
Hello? A little, but what's up? Oh, yeah? Well, the warranty thing is you've already done your 2 in a year. Yes, you're limited to 2 issues like that in a year. Maybe I should take a look at the phone. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. Just let me know when. Alright, bye. Yes, it was.
My goodness.
What?
Just surprised.
Why are you surprised?
Because I mean, landline.
I love me my landline. Carlos has a couple too. For damn, $150 for 2 gigs. Well, if you can't get the the $2 deal, David, might be worth not upgrading. I mean, don't get me wrong. 2 gig connection's nice, but in my opinion, it's not $150 nice. Would you agree with that?
How nice is it? How nice is it, Pete? If you had to put a price on it, how nice is it, Pete?
$75 a month. I dropped $75 on it. Then again, I'm paying $50 for 1 gig, so...
Yeah, which is abnormal. I'm trying to base it off the real world here. I would say 2 gig is worth about 100. That's where I would put it at, about 100.
There's also, you know, Fort Collins, Colorado, with offering symmetric gig internet for $70. So.
Yep, and Fios is doing it for 90.
Yeah, so you know, 150 to me seems like double the price for 1 gig, and they don't have the same infrastructure investment.
Like I said, that's why I said $100.
Yeah.
I feel like $100 is the fair cost.
I'd still only do it for 75.
I mean, I look at it this way. You don't need it. It's definitely a luxury thing. And luxury things, like with all things in tech, are always more expensive. Like, I'll give an example real quick. Let's take smartphones for a moment. You know, a Galaxy A52 5G or whatever number you want to put on it gets you like 80% of the phone, right? It gets you like 80% of everything a smartphone needs to do, right?
Yep.
It does everything, right? The only reason why you would buy a quote-unquote flagship of that year is for like the 20% performance differences in certain aspects. But for that 20%, you're paying an extreme premium for having the quote-unquote bleeding edge.
Exactly.
By the nature of how tech works.
David says he gets.
And I looked at.
Hold up. David says he gets 300 by 30 on Verizon home internet during non-peak times for $25 a month, which to me is a reasonable price.
Yes, but that's also because he's paying a not reasonable price for a cell phone service.
Yes, that is true. His cell phone service is subsidizing his home internet service.
Yes. Because I was going to say, if we start getting into the whole bundling argument, I could have gigabit for $30 with that logic.
Yep.
But, Pete, I don't know how much you pay attention to politics, but I wouldn't necessarily call it politics. But did you see what happened today?
Where?
In Eastern Europe?
Well, I know yesterday, Tsar Putin announced that he acknowledges the existence of 2 separatist republics in Eastern Europe, Ukraine.
Yes, and then Biden responded today. Ironically enough, at 2:22.
What did Biden say?
Basically, sanctions. TLDR version. And you better not do anything bad, or I'll sanction you, you young whippersnapper. Basically, I'm saying Biden's being a bit of a puss.
I technically cannot get into what's happening beyond the sanctions.
Understood. That is fair. What I'll say is this, and this is just my hot take, okay? And I know it's not popular considering 50% of the country wants nothing to do with it, but my hot take, especially with China threatening to take over Taiwan, is we should be literally like getting like some troops like moved over to Ukraine, because like it would look real bad if we don't help out Ukraine. I feel like it would give the wrong signals to the global stage. Like, out of all the wars that we've ever fought, if there's a war that's actually worth fighting, it's one that stops Russia from being a dick.
Yep. David said he would focus on defense on NATO allies, so basically Ukraine is done. Can't get into that one.
Yeah, that's just my stance. I'm usually not for pro-war, but if there's a war to fight, this one has actual meaning to it.
This is one of those situations like auctions where I can't get into things until they're publicly disclosed.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All I'm saying is sanctions don't really do much for Russia because Russia's economy wasn't really dependent on the US dollar to begin with.
No, however, this is something that could be openly mentioned. Germany is also imposing sanctions, and they have the ability to cut off a several billion-dollar oil pipeline from Russia.
Yeah, but let's be real here. Germany's so deep in Russia's fucking bed right now, like, do you really think they're gonna do that?
Well...
Also, I'm gonna make this is a joke.
I will say this regarding Germany. It's yet to be seen. We have not seen what Chancellor Otto does.
Well, I just wanted to say this is a joke. I saw it on TikTok, so take it for what it's worth. But someone made like a big meme out of how every time Germany picked a side on a war, it never ended well. And it just shows the U.S. not wanting Germany on our side.
I have family deployed in the Arctic, around the Arctic Ocean. I'm not surprised, David. I would also not be surprised if some of the deployed were drone pilots.
So I want to say one other thing, which was actually kind of disturbing. So when I was on TikTok today, because I'm just waiting for my phone to come in and can't do much, I got to watch footage somehow in my feed of Russians actually moving into Ukraine. And it wasn't like a clip that was shown on the mainstream news yet, but it was on TikTok. This will be the first war I think we have in history that honestly will be very much publicized. If war breaks out, I mean. But yeah.
I know they are in striking position in case any funny business happens.
Who is the U.S.?
No, David says he has family stationed around the Arctic Ocean. In case any funny business comes out. And all I'm thinking is, you know what I'd absolutely hate?
What's that?
There was an episode of The Simpsons with a Krusty the Clown joke.
What? Okay, what's the joke?
During his show in the 70s, it was disclosed that Argentina declared war on Britain over the Falklands. And during the broadcast, he explained what the Falklands were and what the United Kingdom's strategy was to defend them.
And?
I don't want that happen. I don't want an opportunity for that to happen while I'm talking here.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, but do you want to know what makes me even angrier? When I read the comments on it, there's literal QAnon nut jobs just like spam posting. I swear they have to be bots. They have to be like foreign actors. There's no way people can be so stupid trying to like rile up conspiracy theories. I swear it has to be a foreign actor trying to get people upset. Like, I read it, and I was like, there's no way someone with a brain could write this comment on this video.
If I only had a brain.
Is this a reference to
Wizard of Oz?
The Scarecrow? Yeah, the Wizard of Oz, yeah. Anyway, sorry for bringing that topic up, but it is kind of major, and I figured it was...
Oh, it is. And... I will say, as Biden says, he does want diplomacy to be an option.
Yes, he wants diplomacy to be an option, but the whole part where your person you're trying to talk to takes escalating actions kind of makes diplomacy difficult.
Yes.
At the very least.
Now, mind you, the last time Russia had a land war with a NATO country, I think they lost somewhere in the neighborhood of 14 million soldiers. And they won the war.
Hey, you know, what am I gonna go for here with this? How do I want to say this? I'm not saying I want war to happen, because it's not going to be a cakewalk like when we were fighting in the desert.
That wasn't a cakewalk.
I'm saying in comparison.
Yeah.
But at some point, you kind of have to. Like, the analogy I would use for Russia right now in this talk of diplomacy, it would be like if I held you at gunpoint, Pete, and I was like, give me your wallet, and you were trying to negotiate with me while I have a gun to your head. There's not much talking you can do when I have that kind of leverage right now.
Yep.
And the gun in this scenario is the fact that they've already justified and came up with logical justifications for why they can take the land.
Oh, even if they ally with China.
Oh, bro, if they ally with China, dude. Oh, fuck. It's gonna be a shit show. Especially because our relationships with our allies are not as good as they used to be. Yes. There's an orange man we can thank for that. Hey, here's another question, just to change topics a little bit here.
Yeah.
Something that's more lighthearted. So, have you checked out any of the games that I recommended to you yet on Steam?
Not yet. Not yet.
No. That's fine.
Been busy working.
Let me ask yet another question to change gears then, since you haven't done that. Okay. I thought of how I wanted to phrase this. With the continued issues with the supply chain for various things, have you thought about basically when this issue stops becoming an issue, like when things will kind of mellow out? So whether that be the chip shortage or whatever thing you want to reference, do you have any like timetable or thoughts that you can comment on that when you think things will kind of level out?
Let's see. I know with the chip shortage, a lot of these chip fabs were closed down due to the pandemic.
Correct.
And they take they take 8 to 10 months to ramp up to full capacity again.
Well, last I heard, they were already operating at full capacity.
So we are going to, due to how international shipping works, have to wait another, 2-3 months before the crunch is over.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, Pete. They're already operating at full capacity, and it's still not enough.
Well, mind you, these chips need to be shipped on a slow boat from China.
No, I understand that, but what I'm trying to say is, like, they've been operating at full capacity for quite some time. Like, a really good amount of time.
Yep.
Like, I want to say for the past 8 months. And it's still not even close. Like, the order of magnitude is the difference between the actual supply and what is being demanded is, like, heaven and earth apart.
Huh. That's a problem.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why TSMC is going to be building a whole new fab in the U.S.
In one of the worst states to build a fab in, too.
Oh, wait, hold on, FedEx is here. One sec.
Even if car companies are announcing even the car companies are announcing they are going to be voluntarily slowing down production. Yeah, so David, part of the quote-unquote supply chain issues is to cop out on the fact that that companies are manufacturing artificial scarcity. And this is something to consider, especially when during these times with the prices jumping up quite a bit. The companies who are saying we're having issues, we're having funding issues, they're hitting record profits. So to me, their funding issues is they can no longer price. They can no longer say due to the pandemic we have to price gouge. What they're doing now is saying we can't find workers because we're making too much money and don't want to pay them enough. So we're going to be price gouging. One example to think of is White Castle and 300 of their restaurants replaced their line cooks with robots. And the robots are
Sorry about that, Pete. I'm
cheaper
back.
than the robots are cheaper than the line cooks, but they're also raising prices on menu items, despite the fact they don't have to pay line cooks. So, I do like Ryan's comment. This isn't inflation, it's companies being D-bags.
100% agree with that sentiment. They're taking advantage of the situation.
Yep.
I mean, part of the cost rising really is like cost of operations rising somewhat because of the shortage, but not by this amount. But yeah, sorry for running down there, but I didn't want to miss the FedEx guy. I had a sign for the phone, which just came in.
We're gonna be expecting a video on the best phone plans regarding that phone.
What kind of video in particular?
Happy Dennis.
I mean, Stetson's more of the video guy. My whole reason for getting it was network testing purposes. So, you know. I will just say, though, it is a fucking chongus of a boy. Like, it is heavy. But goddamn, does it feel clean. What?
Like,
What did I say? Or...
thinking about Big Chungus.
Yeah. Wow, that S Pen feels so good.
Hey man, it's a good pen.
Oh, I fucking missed it, dude. I can't tell you the amount of times where it comes in handy to sign, like, documents and shit. That's really the main use case, signing documents, which comes up more than you might think in an adult person's life.
Yeah. I'm quite aware of this.
I'm powering it on right now. I'm gonna start letting it do updates and shit.
Now, what I heard...
I'm debating if I wanna... Go ahead.
What I heard with that pen was they cut the input lag.
They did. If memory serves me, I believe it's like 3 milliseconds.
That might get me to seriously look at getting a Tab S8. Or whatever
it's not cut in the Tab S8. It's only on the new Ultra.
Dang.
But yeah, I'm powering on right now, and I was gonna say I'm debating on whether or not I want to transfer data from my old S20, or if I want to set it up as like default. I think I'm gonna go with set it up by default, maybe. Possible. Haven't really determined yet.
Well, you do you. Can't tell you otherwise.
I got 512 gigs of storage to fuck with, so regardless of which way I slice it, it should turn out fine. I'm mad that I didn't get a charger brick for it, but it's because they were sold out on Samsung's website. But it's not that big a deal. I have other chargers.
That's Apple innovating, let me tell you.
Look, man, I didn't say Apple was a great company. I just said I liked my iPhone 13 Pro Max. Give me a fucking break.
They innovated that right out of the iPhone 10.
Again, I didn't say I was for it. I just said that iPhone's not bad, which I was talking to Stetson about that thing behind the scenes. I think we'll be okay.
What?
The thing I texted you about.
Oh, let's see, what thing was that? You getting out of bed to talk on Discord.
No, it was
I'm sure you would find that lovely.
It was an actual text on your phone, on your cellular device apparatus.
Yeah, I'm looking. Carlos is looking into that one too.
What?
See,
he told me he didn't have any on him that he could spare.
Yeah, but he's still looking into stuff. I'm streaming the whole stream
I have a
T-Mobile fix. How's the stream going for that, Ryan?
I have another question for you, by the way.
What's up?
Should I put the Verizon SIM? Should I put the Verizon SIM in this new Ultra, or the lowest Verizon, or should I put in a T-Mobile SIM?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Have a T-Mobile one coming in at some fucking undisclosed point, because T-Mobile just is being a dumb fuck. But ooh, your audio just got real bad.
Ryan says do up Blues
Check your mic cable.
Am I better?
I think so.
That was me knocking the docking wire for the switch.
Oh, nope. You sound real bad. Nope. Also, what did Ryan say?
I put my cell phone there. How about now?
Better.
Yeah. Do Los Verizon.
Gotcha. That's what I'm doing then.
Yeah, I put my cell phone right next to the mic.
I'm gonna have to fucking
RF interference.
Gotcha. Well, I am gonna have to do that one thing that I did on the S21 if I want to get the service mode open on this. But
you're gonna root.
Yeah, I did the lowest red. No, not root. There's a firmware driver thing that you install.
Here is all the brick and stream work right in there. Huh.
If I had a spare AT&T line, like with a physical SIM, I would do AT&T. But oh, I do not like how this case sits on this phone. I really dislike how this case sits on this phone.
Is it the Samsung case?
Yes. So the phone has a bit of a waterfall to it, and I really dislike it. I really dislike that very much. I do not approve.
Ooh, a chicken. So, You're in Waterloo, Illinois right now, Ryan? That wizard's creepy.
Oh, dude, this phone is so good. It's making me sad that I went to iPhone to some part at some point, but I can't go back. Can't go back at this point.
So apparently David is wondering if you can answer a question for him. Should
Sure,
he ditch
I'm not
his
looking at
iPhone?
the YouTube chat.
Should he ditch
his iPhone?
Yeah. In favor of the S22?
It's a hard call because it's like literally it's apples and oranges for a comparison. I prefer Android, generally speaking. Like I do, and this Ultra phone is, for all intents and purposes, for someone like myself, the perfect phone because I used to love the Note series of devices. That being said, I converted to iPhone for a reason.
He
and
likes
for my
that
specific
green
niche
bubble
use cases,
light.
because I was sick of the carrier's shit and I was sick of Samsung. No, I was sick of the carrier shit, and I was sick of the fact that like Android phones in general do not get the proper treatment from the carriers in the US, with the exception of like T-Mobile. And because AT&T is my backup data line, and I like the convenience of having one phone to carry around instead of always carrying around two, I went to iPhone. Now, that being said, if I was the typical person and I just had one line and all, that's all I had, right? I would probably go back to Android, because then it wouldn't matter about like dual eSIM and shit like that. Like I wouldn't care. But as someone that carries around multiple phones, iPhone is where it's at.
I'm hoping
Go ahead.
the the next phone I get, like a Pixel 7, will support dual eSIM standby.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Pete. I don't have any faith in Google to make a phone that I would want to buy. I haven't wanted to buy a like stock Android phone from Google since the Nexus lineup.
Whereas I get pissed off with any bloatware like that frickin' Stocks app on iOS. I know you can move it from whatever the hell they're calling the home screen or the app menu, or what have you.
Whoever it was that asked the question about the Ultra, or just Android in general, the reason why I like Android is because they do a much better job at supporting like alternative options. And one thing that Apple just cannot nail, in my opinion, is the keyboard. The Google keyboard on Android is hands down the best keyboard, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
I really dislike it. Like I know that Gboard exists on iOS, but it fucking sucks on iOS. Like the way it's designed is very terrible. And so I just use the Apple stock one, but even that one's not that good. I always mistype on it.
Yeah, I have the same issue on the Apple keyboard.
And then the other thing that really annoys me with iPhone is Apple forces all app developers for web browsers to use the Web Safari kit for their browsers. So if you don't like Safari and want to say use Chrome, you're not actually using Chrome. It's still the same like Safari kit, right?
That's gonna
on
drive
Android,
me
it's
insane if I test out an iPhone, isn't it?
Probably. On Android, that's not really a problem. And look, I know Chrome is like not the best browser for mobile for all intents and purposes. Like I get like there's an argument to be had to use others for like a battery efficiency standpoint and other things, but like fuck me, bro. I want to use Chrome and I want to use Chrome right. Like
Yep. I added
and then also one other thing that's worth mentioning is although I love iMessage, like I really, really do. Like like iMessage is great and all.
Yeah.
At least on Android, when you're part of that green bubble life, the experience of being a green bubble isn't really something that you care about because it's all the same. Whereas we're on Apple, it's really distinct. Like,
yeah, that's their marketing, pressuring teens and preteens into making their parents buy expensive phones.
I understand. I'm just making a comment.
Yep.
Plus, I really hate how Apple defaults to FaceTime audio calls when you call someone if they have an iPhone account instead of just calling their number. I dislike that because sometimes I don't want to use data to place the call. Sometimes I actually want to do old school phone call because the data might not be good in an area.
Whereas I only believe in old school phone calls.
But oh, there's one other thing that really annoys me about the iPhone that I like about Android. Apple refuses to have multiple biometric ways of verifying yourself, whereas on Android there tends to be much more options for getting your phone unlocked. I know Samsung removes the iris scanner, which really sucks, but at least they're doing the fingerprint reader, even if it's under the display.
Yep.
And I prefer that to Face ID. Especially right now with the masks.
So with the Pixel 6 Pro, there's only fingerprint on the screen, but on some devices you have the option between fingerprint, face scanning, and actually
yeah, but the face scanning on Android.
Actually, I was gonna say on the 6 Pro, I also have the option of using a physical presence key plugged into the USB-C port.
Yes, that's good. But the face scanning on Android is not like Face ID on iPhone. No, it's way less secure.
It's not, but I'm saying the option's there, and technically a developer could require face and fingerprint.
Yeah. I mean, I will just say, and I don't know why it hasn't happened, but it would be really nice if on Android they would take steps to actually make Face ID more secure, face scanning more secure. I really don't understand why Samsung killed off the iris scanner. I thought that was ingenious, to be honest, but...
Yep.
But, what are you gonna do?
Hey, I enjoy it on my tablet. It's a really good feature.
So, I'm about to do this transfer wirelessly, and the reason I'm going to do that is so I can actually charge the phone while I'm doing it.
And you have faith that your internet won't cut out.
I mean, when I say wirelessly, it's over my local area network, so even if my internet did cut out, it wouldn't be a problem.
Which router are you using?
Ubiquiti Dream Machine Pro.
Yeah, you should be good.
I mean, you say that with hesitancy, you act like I don't have redundant power to the actual switch, and that I don't have everything set up like in a kosher manner.
Hey, I'm in favor of, plugging in the USB-C cable and just transferring. But for some reason, can't really do that with an iPhone to an Android or vice versa. That USB 2 life.
Can you elaborate?
USB 2 connection over Lightning. It's a feature.
Sure. Oh, I just realized it's gonna fucking suck when I do this transfer because my WhatsApp stuff's not gonna transfer over probably.
It won't.
You're just a fucking doll.
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you were being pessimistic about my transfer. I don't know. I'm not really talking to you. It's more like me talking to the phone.
Ryan is like, why is WhatsApp such a pain to transfer? You see, Mark Zuckerberg gets off on hiding in your closet and picking up details. And since he owns WhatsApp, he wants you to tell him every detail in that encrypted service before you're allowed to do anything. He gets off on it.
Hey, don't tell me about my secret kink, okay?
No, I'm talking about that human, that like android that owns WhatsApp.
Again, don't tell them about my secret kinks.
But yes, I'm a strong believer that he's an evil android. Now,
oh my god, dude.
Granted, I'm a strong believer that the term evil android is technically a redundancy. So...
Hey, Pete, please remind me in the future to never let one of my phones die because the amount of notifications that are coming in is absolutely god-awful.
I'll try.
Dude, I literally got like 3,000 notifications from just emails.
I get that a lot on my phone.
Yeah, well, it only happens on Android because iOS's notifications suck and Androids are actually good, but sometimes being good can also be bad.
Yup.
Wow, this thing got hot just from reading all those notifications. And also, can I just say one thing real quick? I never thought my S20 Plus was a slow phone, but fuck me if having 3 different generations of S20 side by side really makes the disparity noticeable.
Makes sense.
I got the S20 Plus, the S21 Ultra, and now I got the S22 Ultra. Very, very noticeable difference, especially because it gets real hot real fast. Great, I gotta update. Yeah. Oh my god, I gotta update so many things. Wow.
Even Samsung Messenger?
No.
Of course not. Samsung Messenger doesn't upgrade.
Alright. Come on, baby. Find the S20 Plus. You can do this. You know, it's about time I upgraded anyway, because I'm sure this expandable storage is probably reaching its read and write limit at this point, considering I've had it since the S8 Plus. The fact that the micro SD card didn't, the fact that the micro SD card didn't shit itself at this point is insane. So Pete,
Boy?
what the fuck? You couldn't find each other?
They don't love each other.
Both devices need to be connected to the same Wi-Fi. They are connected to the same Wi-Fi, are they not? Yeah, Ubiquiti 5 GHz. Yeah. Yeah, they're both connected.
That was actually going to be my first question. Is one of them on 2.4 and one of them on 5?
Nope, they're both on 5 gigahertz, although my phone is now getting even more notifications. Let me double check to make sure this Samsung phone just has everything updated. Like, okay, there's 66
updates. You might have to wait till it's
pending.
done crashing to get it to transfer. My stream buffer?
Well, anyway, while I'm waiting for this to do its thing, I wanted to ask you. Why do you always go for the Pixel over Samsung phones or other brands?
I absolutely hate bloatware.
Samsung's really tuned down the bloat at this point.
Oh, BS.
I mean that sincerely. Like, you can actually
on the Fold 2, I cannot uninstall the Samsung App Store, and it gives me constant notifications for games it thinks I'd like to play.
So, what I was gonna say is a lot of the Samsung bloat can now be uninstalled when it previously could only be disabled. And outside of the annoying pop-ups from the Samsung App Store, which you can always just turn off the notifications for.
Hey, the sheer fact it exists pisses me off.
That is fair. I'm just saying, compared to where we were at, it's significantly better than it was.
Yep.
That's my point. That's all I'm trying to make here is the point.
But yeah, I just hate bloatware.
So you act like Google doesn't fill up their phones with bloatware. Like, are you really going to use Google Duo?
I actually do.
Okay.
It's for some reason, it's a good high quality video call, but I can uninstall it. I am able to uninstall Duo. Not just remove all updates, not disable it, but I'm allowed to uninstall it.
Like I said, you can do that with most of the apps on the Samsung phone, the exception being that Play Store one that you mentioned.
And that's the worst app on there.
I mean, that's like complaining you can't uninstall the Google Play Store.
No, there's a difference. The Samsung store is actually useless.
That's not true.
To me, it's a redundant storefront. I mean, I know there are some exclusive games on there, like, I believe...
I'm not talking about the games. You kind of need it to update some of the Samsung apps.
Which I also don't have the need for.
Well, yes, you do have a need for it, because one of those Samsung apps would be your S Pen working. Unless you're going to tell me the S Pen isn't important, in which case, fine, but...
No, but now I'm annoyed that they locked the S Pen behind their shitty store. I
mean, dude, Google locks their fucking web browser thing in the form of an app that runs in the background through the Google Play Store in which it gets updated.
Yeah, but...
And also, it's more efficient than having to rely on the carriers to allow you to update your S Pen drivers every time you want to do an update. What
I'm saying is the Play Store, I can get more apps I actually use out of it. The only app in the Samsung store that you mentioned, that I know of now that you mentioned, the S Pen drivers, that is one app out of everything it puts on the phone.
Okay, I'm gonna throw out another one to you. The actual default messaging app that Samsung pre-installs on your phone.
Yeah.
That's not on the Google Play Store, and it gets updated to the Samsung App Store.
Yep.
Google Photos would be another example, and I would argue not Google Photos, Samsung Photos, and I would actually argue it's better than Google Photos in my humble opinion.
Does it do automatic backups?
Yes.
Okay.
The OneDrive, but yes. If you're not signed into OneDrive, then no. But that's no different than not having a Gmail to do your backups for Google, so
well,
continue.
you can't get a Google Photos thing going without a Google account.
But you can with Samsung. Or you can. What I'm trying to say is you can use the Photos app without having a OneDrive to back up to. Is what I'm going for here.
Yep.
But the reason why I like that better is because when the backups are done, you actually have the option to back it up in the non-compressed format, which is appreciated.
I don't back up in the compressed format.
You have a Pixel, that's a little bit different. On anything else, it's the compressed format.
So, oddly enough, the Pixel, it says for free camera uploads, like the unlimited stuff.
Yeah.
It says the non-compressed things are for things below 16 megapixels.
Right, which works out because the camera on the Pixel isn't 16 megapixels. Continue.
It's 14 megapixels, and it's full HDR with higher fidelity than some of the other pictures I've encountered, and they don't get compressed.
Right. And like I said, that's for the Pixel only. For the Samsungs, it's not like that.
Really?
Or
That's
for any
a
other
Pixel
Android
only feature?
Yes, and I should rephrase that. For any Android phone that's not a Pixel, it's not like that. Yes, it is a Pixel-only feature.
Wow. Okay, so this is why I'm in the Pixel.
Yes, but that one thing versus... I mean, look, let's be real here. Everybody that has Office and Word pretty much has a terabyte of OneDrive. It's included with like every Office, right? Are you really going to be backing up more than a terabyte of photos?
Hey, I only have 20 gigs of OneDrive.
Again, everyone that owns the Office, like subscription, like Office 365. You own
I
Office
have Office
365?
365.
Do you?
Yes.
Is it the like consumer one, or is this like for like your business?
Education. It's an alumni perk.
Well, if it's through your education, then the storage would be through your school, and most colleges give unlimited OneDrive storage. Penn State does, at least.
Yes, it is unlimited. But I still don't want to back up photos to a school account.
Well, that sounds like that sounds like an uncommon you problem.
Really?
Yes.
Wait. That's an uncommon opinion?
Yes.
Seriously?
Did I stutter? No, I'm not trying to be a dick. No, I'm being dead serious. Like, I'm being as serious as a heart attack. Like, I'm not fucking around.
Huh. Hey, I just don't trust my school with my data.
That's fair. But you're in the minority.
Hey, I did graduate from the cybersecurity program.
I'm aware. But again, that's a very small subset minority of the population.
Yep.
And I'm not saying your concern isn't a totally valid one. I'm just saying you're in the minority.
That I am.
Also, for what it's worth, I don't know how your school does it, but at least with Penn State, your stuff is stored through Microsoft still. So whatever level of security Microsoft has is the same. Hence the reason they made the switch to offloading that shit to like Microsoft. So like,
hey, still don't trust my Identity Federation stuff.
I didn't say you should, and I didn't say I personally use my Penn State one because, you know, that goes away when I'm not a student. I'm just saying that.
Wait, your Penn State goes away when you're no longer a student?
Correct.
Huh. Mine just stays there.
Yep, not mine. What can I say?
Hey, might be a money-saving thing.
Maybe.
Hey, I wouldn't judge if it's a money-saving thing on their part.
Why?
Stuff's expensive, especially when corporations are using pandemic and the ability for Americans not to export garbage to China to not send back containers.
Well, Pete, it's fine if you don't want to judge, but I'm still going to judge.
You can judge all you like.
Reason being is because Penn State makes plenty of money, both from my tax dollars, literally, as well as the fact of my explosive tuition costs, and on top of the fact that they also...
But Dennis, your football coach needs a yacht.
The poor football coach. If he can't afford a second yacht for his big yacht, whatever will he do?
He's not going to get you into the top 10.
Oh no, whatever will I do with myself if Penn State's not in the top 10 for football? Oh, jolly gee willikers. You know, now that you've seen that, it's really made me reevaluate my life and rethink all the concerns I've had. Boo-hoo.
You're not on the football team. They need special treatment.
Oh, I forgot. College is the fucking place for babysitting band children, and it's not about learning, it's about the sports. You're right.
So, I got paid extra.
We should defund the...
Dennis, I got paid extra to tutor a football player who blew out a knee while doing practice. Last semester.
Pete, I have an ingenious idea that should make this all possible. We should just defund all the STEM programs, so engineering, mathematics, just defund those and allocate that money to the lacrosse team. If we're about sports, we have to make sure all the sports are well funded. I think Penn State has a real shot at having a great lacrosse team, okay?
That they are.
How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how toxic is my sarcasm?
Well, I'd say it's about as bad as any other opinion on how college sports are subsidized by everything, and oftentimes you find the coaches making more than the university presidents.
You know what? I think I know what I should do as a career change. Become an athletics coach.
You know, I've been debating that myself.
Ah, fuck me, Pete.
Think how much money I could make as an athletics coach if I make it to pro level. Or, no, college level.
The answer is too damn much. That's the answer.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the fucking students there aren't even getting paid. Because why would they?
Wait, are you talking about the student athletes or the graduate workers?
The student athletes.
What about the graduate workers?
Are they getting paid? I don't know the answer to that, Pete.
Well, well, they are getting paid, but they're getting paid shit compared to what they do. I think Biden should get off Biden's education secretary should get off his butt.
Oh,
Cancel
Pete, oh
student
no.
loans. Wait, I'm not done yet. And make it obligatory for any school receiving federal funding to allow graduate and undergraduate workers to unionize and respect their union.
Oh no, Pete, but however will those poor politicians be able to do all that? I mean, my God, it's like asking them to kill their firstborn child, Pete. You're gonna ask them to work in a logical manner and not take bribes? Pete, for shame.
Hey, I might be a dreamer, but I hope I'm not the only one.
Hey, I'm a dreamer too until fucking reality hits me smack dab in the face when I look at my checking account.
Yeah. You know, last semester, I was doing 20 hours of work for the department a week. And it ended up costing me, 18 grand in tuition.
Also, Pete, I just wanted to say something that's going to be very uncharacteristic of Socialist Dennis.
Let me finish. Tuition and and fees and everything cost me more than I made this semester working for the school.
Understood. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go ahead and fire away now. All right.
Go for it.
So, on the topic of canceling student loans, I know this is gonna be very not socialist of me, but I don't actually want the student loans debt to be canceled.
I'd actually give it some caveats.
Alright, let's hear them.
So, let's see. If you went to a for-profit school outright, and the school filed for bankruptcy and your credit's going to be canceled, by default, your loan should disappear.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
If you go to med school and you end up working in a clinic before private practice for a set number of time, canceled. Law school, if you work as a public defender for a set amount of time, canceled. Any government work, or if for whatever reason 5 years after you graduate with an accredited degree and you cannot find work to get ahead of the interest, cancel. But if you're, doing law and you just immediately go into a law firm as a partner and not pay back the public by being a public defender, you get it. If you immediately go into private practice after med school, you get the loans. So, also, if you take out loans for living on campus, and you live within half an hour of the university, that money should be repaid. You know.
Well, I have a caveat to your caveat there.
Do it.
I don't know about all schools, but I know Penn State required freshmen to live on campus.
I've always lived off campus.
Yeah, well, Penn State specifically, so either freshmen or basically whenever you make your way to main campus to finish your degree, because most degrees at Penn State require you to like not do all 4 years at a satellite because they don't have the whole programs typically there unless you live very fortunately around one, require you to live on campus for the first year. So like when I did my 2+2 program, I did 2 years at let's just say a Penn State campus that was at near Western Pittsburgh, and then I did my other 2 years at main campus. For that first year when I was a junior, I had to live on campus.
I've never had that obligation.
Yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing. But, look, I'm going to tell you the short TLDR version of why I don't want the loans to be canceled. And it's okay if you disagree with me, or you can tell me I'm also factually wrong. That's also fine. I'm happy to learn. Oh. But the reason why I'm hesitant about canceling the loans is because I feel like it will then devalue my education that much further. And give it
how about this one? Let's not cancel the loans unless you're in a specific group. Let's cancel the interest.
That's fine. I'm cool with canceling the interest.
However, let's say if you've paid more in interest than your original loan value, it gets zeroed out.
That's fine.
So, yeah, I'm okay with the idea of saying, you know, you did education, it needs to be paid for and whatnot. Yeah, that's fine. But, you know, having interest so that you can never pay it back, that's a problem.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with everything you just said. I will also now become a little bit more socialist with this. I will also just advocate as well that we should make community colleges basically tuition free. So,
hey, that's in the Build Back Better.
It is?
Yeah.
Wowza, Biden actually doing something
It has
actually...
not been passed yet. You assholes have to tell your senators, pass this bill or go to hell.
Well, actually, you know what? Now that you mention that, Pete, I actually did something. I looked up who my local congressional woman was, as well as my local senator, and reached out to them. I did not reach out to them about the Build Back Better bill specifically. Do you want to know what I reached out to them for?
Go for it.
So, basically, the TLDR version is this. I wrote them a very nicely written email. Like, I mean this sincerely, nicely written, like written, proper. Basically talking about how Western Pennsylvania, or the greater Pittsburgh area, but specifically Western Pennsylvania, is currently struggling when it comes to our infrastructure. And I highlighted what I meant by infrastructure, talking about the state of our roads, the state of our electric grid with the frequent power outages due to the winter that we've been experiencing, as well as when it comes to internet connectivity, both from an availability standpoint as well as from a pricing standpoint. in comparison to other cities across the country, and essentially asked my local officials what their plan was and if there was any plans to take advantage of some of the funding that has been being given out by the federal government to help get more Americans connected. And then I highlighted some fancy-dancy statistics with a nice clean pivot table as an attachment as well to help highlight my data.
I write my letters to my senators on paper like this.
I'm not looking at your stream, so...
Notebook paper.
Gotcha.
I do handwritten
That's
letters.
That's probably more efficient for their age, but...
Oh.
You know,
It actually shows something.
What do you mean?
It shows that I'm motivated to write the issue to the point where I'm taking my time to write it out longhand on paper.
Yeah, but Pete, I feel like the way I did mine also shows that I care enough, considering I had pivot tables and statistics pulled from the federal government's website itself. And also, I will just say, I'm not a fucking boomer.
Hey, Gen X didn't have this many computers.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something, and it's sad, but it's the truth, Pete.
Yeah?
I've never sent a letter, a physical letter, personally. If I've ever had to send one,
so
and I know this is sad to say, and I know this is sad to say, but if I ever had to send one in my life, which I can't think of, it was either already had like a filled out like return slip on it, like it was already like pre-filled and all I had to do was like put the required documents inside. It already had like the pre-stamp, or it was my dad that put it in the letter and made sure to fucking get the stamp or wherever the fuck from the post office.
Are you a Zoomer?
I am the dying breed. I am the last year of the millennials.
Practically a Zoomer.
I mean, I would say that if it wasn't for the fact that I remember what DSL is. Like, I actually experienced DSL and dial-up, and yeah, like, I would say that if I didn't literally experience dial-up and DSL and cable and now the glories of fiber. Hallowed be its name. But go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
Yeah, you're practically a Zoomer. When I was 10, hard copy letter was still a viable method of sharing information over a long distance.
I mean, hard copy letter was definitely viable. At least until I would say about 2002.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like I didn't experience its viability. It's just that what does a 6-year-old need to mail a hard copy letter for?
Writing your congressman. What could be more important?
As a 6-year-old, Pete?
Yeah.
Ah. You know what's funny is, I probably have more say as a 6-year-old just for being so cute and participating in the politics than I do as an adult.
I mean, if you watched last week Tonight with John Oliver last time, apparently fictional Tennessee girls have more sway over politics than teachers.
What do you mean? If you can elaborate, I didn't actually see what you're talking about, but
so,
elaborate.
A congressman from Chattanooga, Tennessee, a state assemblyman from Chattanooga, Tennessee, brought to the state assembly floor a regress from a made-up schoolgirl saying due to CRT, she
Critical race theory?
yeah, she felt ashamed of being white. This girl didn't exist.
Ah.
Yeah. So apparently little kids, real or fake, get a lot of sway in government.
Hey man, it's always about doing it for the children, man. Do it for the children. But I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot stick now that I think about it.
Probably better not to.
Yeah. I will just say this ever so briefly, and this is not in specific regard to any particular teaching, because there's many examples of that can be pulled up, but when it comes to education, this is my hot, spicy take. I don't think anyone in the general population should have a say on how public schools are taught. If you got a problem with how the public schools are taught, take your kid to a private school or teach them yourself. That's my stance.
Well, the problem is we do get a say on how the schools are taught.
Yeah, I'm saying that we shouldn't.
Oh, we get a indirect say. It's like how we appoint the Supreme Court.
Yeah, like once you vote the school board in, I'm saying like that's where your say stops.
It's the school board and the mayor. Yeah, that's when you're saying how they were told stops. Because, in my opinion, and this might be a negative opinion, education is not about an echo chamber or staying within a worldview comfort zone. Education to me is about challenging your view and broadening horizons.
Yes, and most importantly of all is education, at least at the more basic core levels, so from like K through 12. It's important that it imparts on you the absolute fundamental knowledge needed to then absorb more knowledge on your own and being able to critically think. At least in theory.
Man.
Anyway.
Every time I encountered a critical thinker for a paper I was grading, I was like, good lord, the system works, finally.
Hey Pete, let me ask you a question. Based off your conversations that you've had with me, and not the dramatic side versions that you might have seen on the podcast, what are your thoughts about me personally? Would you deem me to be a good critical thinker?
Well, I have not given you... We have not encountered a situation where I'd consider critical thinking was required.
Okay, I'll phrase this another way then. Do you think that I am an educated man, or do you think my degrees are basically the equivalent of toilet paper?
You're an educated man.
Thank you, Pete. Also, are the comments going crazy right now? Because
Nope.
I feel like I never talk about politics, and I feel like I might get a lot of hate.
David, recently, Ryan said ban all interest on student loans. If you can get an iPhone without interest, you should be able to get an education without interest. And he pulled over to type that.
Oh, man. Yeah, the only difference is that the corporations can lubricate the right pockets to make that happen.
And China's foreign minister just said Russia had legitimate security concerns with NATO and Ukraine.
Oh, goodness. Of course. Why wouldn't China say that? Hey, question. I think you said you were watching the Olympics, if I remember correctly, correct?
Yep.
You should stop watching the Olympics.
Why? Because it ended yesterday?
Because it's in China. I don't like China too much. Not right now, anyway.
China's a great place. I have many friends from that island.
I see what you did there. And I should rephrase what I said partially. I don't like the government that's ruling over the mainland, known as China.
Yep. The island is a government in exile.
What you're saying is not wrong, but I would also argue at this point that they are just two separate, indistinct countries at this point. Go ahead, Pete.
There's a nuance to that.
Well, I guess the way I would put it is like this. Yes, historically speaking, yes, Taiwan is the exiled government. But after so much time has passed, they kind of become their own distinct things. Like, it'd be the equivalent of... I'll put it this way. This is the best analogy I can think of, alright? And take it for what it's worth. But it'd be the equivalent of saying that the United States isn't its own government and that the UK is technically its own ruler, right? Rightful ruler of the 13 colonies still. Does that make sense? I mean, it's not a tit for tat one.
Yeah. Because...
It's not a tit for tat, but it's like... a better example... Okay, I thought of a better example of this, okay? Korea. There's North and South Korea. They are two indistinct... Like, they are two, like, totally different things at this point.
Yep. One actually has electricity.
That's a better analogy, and I should have used that first, but I didn't think of it, so... But that would be, like, how I view the situation with Taiwan and China. I look at it like North Korea, South Korea kind of situation, if that makes sense.
So, with the UK and the North American colonies, since the UK lost the War of 1812 and signed the Paris Agreement on Independence
Again, it was
Day.
a bad example.
Yeah.
It was a bad example.
But let me finish. They signed the Treaty of Paris on U.S. Independence Day, September 9, 1787. No, 1783. That's Independence Day. Because unilateral independence does not always mean independence.
Again, like I said, that it was a bad example.
Yeah.
On a side note, though, I would very much so heavily encourage you to check out the games that I recommended. And this, I don't think it's a game I recommended you, but I know I've talked about it. I really wish you would play Hearts of Iron 4 with me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a strategy game. I think you would enjoy it. Maybe, possibly. Even even if you didn't necessarily enjoy it right off the rip, I promise you I would help you out in having a great time. I would support your nation even if you didn't know how to even if you didn't know what focuses to take. To make your nation into a great superpower.
Like the Republic of USA?
How about we restore the Ottoman Empire? Wait, what's the Republic of USA?
Think about that one.
No, seriously, I really don't have any. I don't have the faintest idea. So,
how do you spell USA?
Oh.
Nope. Starts with a U.
USA? Oh.
Yeah, the Republic of USA.
I see what you did there.
Yup, it's all about the Republic of USA.
I can't argue with you there.
Growing up, I had an uncle who was like, you know, it's quality goods, it's made in USA, and then you realize it's cheap plastic and falls apart.
You know, my aunt refuses to buy anything that's not made in the USA.
I wish I could limit myself to things made in the USA.
It's literally impossible with the world of tech. Like, literally, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Like, not even the iPhone is made in the USA. It's, like, actually impossible. But, hey, I commend her for the effort.
Oh, yeah.
It's wasted effort, but I commend her. But, what was I gonna say? Oh. Yeah, no, you should still play this game, though. It's pretty freaking incredible. I mean, it takes place during World War II. It's a strategy game. Jokes aside, like, it's really good. You can do, you know, historical paths with stuff. You can do ahistorical, in the example of the U.S. that you mentioned, there is a way to get, well, you could do a communist USA playthrough, which is something. You can also do a fascist USA, which is where, like, the Confederacy rises up. You can do what's called unaligned playthrough, which is basically where you restore a monarchy back to the U.S. and you get, like, Queen. I'm trying to remember the name of the queen that gets assigned for the USA. I don't want to say it's Elizabeth, but it's something different. But, like, even minors in the game have, like, DLC that was added on for them to make them interesting. So, like, if you play Turkey, you can restore the Ottoman Empire. Italy, you can restore the Rome. You can do like any of the Baltic countries, like Hungary. You can restore the Austro-Hungarian Empire with Hungary. Poland or Russia, you can bring back the Tsar. You could also do a Trotsky playthrough. The Tsar?
They already have one.
Yeah, but Russia's interesting because there's a lot of different mechanics in that country, especially with the No Step Back DLC. Like, you could do a Trotsky. You could put Trotsky in power instead of, like, Stalin. Also, on the topic of Trotsky, ironically enough, you can actually put Trotsky in power in Mexico as well if you turn Mexico communist.
That makes sense.
Oh, you can, in France, you can bring back Napoleon. Or a Napoleon, I should. Like, a Napoleon. It would be like his, like, great-great-grandson or whatever the fuck. But you can do that.
But
Spain
I like the Fifth Republic.
Is also some... Yeah, Spain's also interesting. The Greeks are interesting. I mean, look, the game is pretty fucking legit.
You mean the Hellenistic Republic?
Oh yeah, you could bring back the Holy Empire.
I said Hellenistic Republic.
Yes, you could do that too, but you made me think of the Holy Empire.
You can't bring back the Hellenistic Republic.
Why? Why?
That's already the official name of Greece.
Oh, well, in the game, it's the Kingdom of Greece.
Man, if they restored the Greek monarchy.
Well, Greece starts off as unaligned, and then there's typically a civil war that breaks out.
The heir to the throne of England, Prince William, would be in contender for King of Greece if they brought back the monarchy.
Oh, you know what else is interesting is basically all of Asia. Because there's two Chinas at the start of the game. There's Communist China, and then there's the one that becomes known as Taiwan. So yeah, you can put Mao into power, but then there's also the warlord factions, and they have their own different focus trees that turn into things, which is intriguing and interesting. Oh, one of my favorites, it's more of a troll and an Easter egg, is Australia. I believe it's if you make Australia non-aligned, it becomes the Emu Empire. It's a troll, it's the Easter egg, it's supposed to be funny.
That is actually pretty funny. I just have to think about it. Why would you name your empire after a large flightless bird?
One of my favorite achievements, and it's very hard to get in the game, is, and it's funny because it's actually historical, is it's called Bearer of Artillery, and you'll have to look up the history behind the achievement because I would not do a great job explaining it to you because memory does not serve me well right now. But the TLDR is that when you complete the achievement, you end up unlocking a commander for your army that is literally a bear. Like a literal bear.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, to get it, you have to play as Poland, stay non-aligned, have like a troop, have to have troops in certain parts of the world, and like be at war with Italy, while not in like not in an alliance with the Allies. And it goes back to like some fucking general or something that like had talks with. I literally can't remember it all, but apparently like this bear never dropped like artillery bombs or something. I don't remember, but it's actually historical and there's pictures and shit of it. It's fucking hilarious.
A Polish bear general.
Here, just let me hold on. History of bear. Artillery. Achievement. Let me see if I can get you the short synopsis instead of me trying to. There we go. Found a site.
Nice.
So it's a portion of history that focuses on what blah 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 blah. There's a rich history behind the issue of the Bear of the Artillery. It celebrates the mascot of the 22nd Transport Company, Wojciech the Soldier Bear. And yes, I just said the Soldier Bear. The story is stranger than fiction. Let's see. Fuck me. The hyperlink that links to the history is broken. It's not found.
Oh, man.
That's unfortunate. But it's okay. I found I believe a different Let me try clicking on that one more time. Yeah, no. It's...
Hey, the next one is the one thing I was expecting was, why is it in Polish and I can't translate it? Which would be great for both of us because Polish is one of those languages I can't understand.
Well, I took some of the phrasing that was from the last one to find a different site, and here we go. So the story of Woodruck the Bear is perhaps unique because Woodruck was a volunteer in the Polish army. He was indeed one and only four-legged soldier in the forces, the mascot of the 22nd Transport Company. Woodruck started his career as a young cub, cuddly and adventurous, taken care of by soldiers of the newly formed Polish Transport Company in Persia. When the company moved to Iraq to join the Carpathian Brigade returning from Libya and the units of the Polish army fresh released from the Soviet Union's gulags, a new tent city emerged in Quizil, Rabat, and Konakin. The transport company had to start from zero, and a very intensive driving course took place. Blah, 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 blah. The 22nd long-distance transport company had 123-ton trucks. However, when the company moved in full strength, they could only use 119. One truck was always reserved for Woodruck the Bear. Woodruck was still blah, 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 not to be outdone, blah, 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 blah. He loved to... not to be outdone by fellow soldiers, he loved to sip beer or swallow burning cigarette butts. They discovered soon enough that Woodruck loved to splash in water, and in no time a pool was constructed for him. On occasion, he slipped and fell into the water, hitting his nose, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so eventually he moved from Iraq to Palestine and then thence to Italy, and the company was renamed the 22nd Artillery Supply Company. So that explains the achievement of all the different locations you have to own for the thing to fire. But let's see. There's more. So first of all, Woodruck was taught how to carry artillery shells 6.5 feet in diameter to trucks for further transport to the gun positions. He proved to be a very good student, and Woodruck very soon became the company mascot, painted on all the trucks. A metal badge showing him in action was worn on our uniforms. I still have mine after 65 years. With time, the 2nd Polish Corps took up a position around Monte Cassino. After many battles waged by American, Indian, French, and other Allied divisions, the German troops, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Instead of me reading you all this, how about I just send you the article?
Yeah, do it.
It's funny though, and people just got a World War II lesson, I guess.
Oh yeah!
Yay! But TLDR, this bear was a fucking legend and an achievement, a hidden achievement, mind you, got made in the game for him, and he became a playable commander with a awesome, exclusive, bonus of his own that no other commander can unlock in the game.
Nice.
Telling you, man, you've just got to play this game, bro. You have to. Like, you don't actually have to, but I'm saying that you have to.
Saying I should play it.
I'm saying that if you value my friendship, you will play this game.
Okay.
It's way out of your wheelhouse, but I would love to have someone to play online with it, since I've just about wrapped up getting all the achievements in single player for it.
Ooh, online stuff.
I mean, that would make it more fun, and I feel like you'd be smarter than the AI, and we could do whole setups. Like, we could do a Cold War setup if we want. There's a very wealth of mods. Shucks, we could even emulate the whole current situation with Ukraine. I'll be Ukraine, you can be Russia. And I can see if maybe I can take you down. I mean, there'd be some rules in place, like, you know, maybe 2 years has to go by first before combat can occur, so there can actually be time for build-up, but,
yeah.
you know.
Although it only took Russia 6 months to mobilize 200,000 troops.
I know, but I'm talking 2 years in game time, and the reason why I use that figure is because if I'm playing as Ukraine and you're playing as Russia, Russia is a literal superpower, and you'll have the backing of the Comintern behind you, unless we make you kick all the Comintern people out of your faction. And well, I mean, I guess I suppose what we could do in that setup. I suppose what we could do in that setup to get it prepped is I could open up console commands, essentially have all of NATO formed in game with alliances, and just basically have it in such a way where the US has a guarantee put on me, where if you declare war, then the US comes to help me.
Yep.
But it would still be a slog. The only reason why it would be interesting is because you're a new player, and as I would call myself a veteran of the series despite not playing any multiplayer. I should, in theory, despite your massive resource gain over myself, have the ability to, at the very least, hold you off. That's a big if assumption here, by the way.
Yep.
It'll ultimately come down to just how smart you are with the game. Because if you just start demolishing my... Basically, I would need to be able to build forts. If I have forts and some actually equipped infantry, I should be able to hold.
The real question is for that is, am I able to put estrogen in your water?
Estrogen in my water. Unfortunately, that's not a mechanic in the game. Can I ask the why, by the way, behind that?
So... there are certain tactics that are not allowed in war involving messing with the water supply to give adverse effect to fighters.
Oh. Is that part of the Geneva Convention that no one follows whenever they're at war?
Yep.
You didn't like my joke?
Well, you know it was for a violation of the Geneva Convention, so...
What's up?
You knew it was a violation of the Geneva Convention.
Ah, yes. That no one follows when at war, including the US.
Yeah.
You can't say I'm wrong.
Nope. So I'm gonna have to step off in 5 minutes.
That's fine.
I gotta prepare for a meeting at 4, 6 your time.
Ah, well, I wish you luck in it. I hope it's nothing too serious.
Nah, it's not serious at all. Just have to do some prep.
That's fine. I have a game to play and a phone to set up and a shower that I want to take now that I don't have to worry about the FedEx guy showing up.
Sweet.
Well, Pete, as always, it's fun talking to you. Next time we should talk about things behind the scenes. I'll probably feel a little more comfortable getting into even more politics when we're not recording.
Yep. I'm sure Ryan in chat has a bunch of loans.
What do you mean?
He seems in favor of getting rid of student loan interest, so I have an assumption that he's stricken with that blight.
Well, knock on wood, I don't have any loans at the moment from college.
I'm rocking 6K.
Yeah, a certain company that you know the name of behind the scenes helped pay off a very substantial amount of that.
Yep.
Well, paid for the masters, and a very substantial amount of the bachelor's was paid for by other things that we could talk about behind the scenes.
All my funding, with the exception of the last semester, last year and a half, was basically NARPA.
Yeah. Well, Pete, I'm gonna dip out so you can do your thing, my man. Feel free to text me next time you're doing a stream as a heads up if you want to have me on. And I look forward to hearing what you have to say about that book you're reading.
Will do. And there might be a video about it coming up within the week.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you know, one other topic idea, I'm gonna say it right at the end, that way you can zoom to it, is maybe you should do a talk about, now that 3G is being shut down, what that means from like a security standpoint. Now one of those legacy pieces of wireless tech is going off the air. Because I know 3G probably was filled with vulnerabilities that are now going the way of the dodo bird.
That could be a 3-part series.
It really could.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's an angle that no one's going to talk about. It's an angle that I wouldn't feel comfortable talking about. So I feel like it's a good angle for you to take as your niche.
Yep. Although that might be after I talk about some of the security basics that I mentioned in that video I posted. Like,
oh, I don't know if I watched that one yet. Was that on Sneed's channel or yours?
Nope, mine. You did watch it.
I did watch it. I did. Okay, I just don't remember that.
It tells me my tablet writing sucked.
Ah, yes. My memory is just shit then. Okay, understood.
Hey, perfectly fine, Ryan. I'm about to sign off myself. I'm actually having a lot of fun in this game for those who are paying attention. But yeah. I'll talk to you later, Dennis, and thank you for stopping by and chatting.
No problem, my man. Peace.
Peace.